Well, here's the story from A to Z. I told my friend with benefits I love him, and I got rejected, and I'm devastated.
Oh no, that's really sad.
I feel so devastated, George and Luke.
Friends with benefits.
Listen,
friends no benefits.
Listen,
no, but that's the running joke.
Listen, George.
Friends no benefits.
With no benefits.
Like,
listen.
how can you be friends? All friends has benefits because they're your friend. That's the point. Friends with benefits.
The benefit is to be friends.
If you're friends with anyone and there's no benefits, why are you friends? That might have multiple meanings. Because yeah, right. Good point. All right.
Right, let me finish. Let me start. For fuck's sake. Right. I feel so devastated.
Let's just recap for the readers.
Now, George.
She fell in love with her friends with benefits.
I don't even know if it's a she yet, George.
No, she did. She fell in love with the friends with benefits. She told him that she loved him. He rejected her.
Right.
Now she's devastated.
I feel devastated because I admitted to a man the other night that I was in love with him, and he told me that he didn't feel the same way. We've been friends with benefits on and off for the past few years, and I knew I was getting attached and falling in love. But I never wanted to admit it because I guess I knew deep down he didn't love me back. I've cried buckets since because when he left that night, he said it would probably be best if we didn't see each other for a while because it would just be awkward and confusing. He also said...
More eloquence, Luke, eloquence.
Listen.
I'm distracted by your language and I'm not paying attention to the words.
This is what he's saying. I'm reading the words right, verbatim.
All right.
He also said he loves me as a friend and he can't imagine me not being in his life. Have I read this one before?
Do you think she's Cockney? No, I don't think so.
Good. I suppose I've found out... Yeah, she's Cockney. I suppose I've found out that I just can't do casual. But the worst thing is feeling that I'll never be as close to him again and that our friendship has changed for good.
Friendship?
Well, yeah, because they were mates, weren't they? They were friends with benefits, George.
There's no friends with benefits.
I'm so...
Just you're in a relationship. I mean, he might be in a relationship with 5 women and you're in a relationship with 2 or 1, but there isn't really a friends with benefit. I mean, either it's like it was a thing that didn't last very long or it's a thing that got serious, but why do people give these things these names? Like, who the hell thought? It's so annoying. Like, I bet you a woman invented it because it was like, oh no, like I'm not slutty. No, it's nothing like that. It's just, it's like friends with benefits. That's what it is. It's not sex. It's just, I help him, he helps me. I was lonely, he was lonely. Yeah. We help each other out. There's nothing sexual. There's nothing sordid. No, not one sin has ever been committed. Right.
It's just benefits.
You're just seeing someone.
When I first heard the phrase, George. When I first heard the phrase friends with benefits, I thought it was just friends who were getting support from the government.
I was about to say, yeah, there's a lot of people in this country, all my friends are on benefits, like, fucking hell.
But do you know what I mean? I was like, friends, friends on welfare or whatever, friends with benefits. And I was like, well, hang on, we don't need to talk about that. That's a bit much. That's their business. I thought it was a bit rude, to be honest.
Yeah, that is exactly how it sounds.
It's a bit strange, really. It's a bit of a weird phrase. Look, I'm so miserable and I don't know what to do.
That's because you're in a relationship with somebody and he's just rejected you and ended it. So if you look at it like that to begin with, throw away this friends with benefits nonsense because that ain't what it is. You're seeing someone and you told him, I love you, and he said, oh, really? Well, it's a bit much for me.
It's a bit much.
And that's going to devastate anyone, right? I mean...
It will. Listen, it will devastate anyone. And look...
Send us your phone number.
The next step is send us the number. Listen, I feel like pleading with him and trying to change his mind, but I know that's a bad idea. He's a really good person, actually, and it's not a question of him playing the fit. Well,
when a woman says a man is a really good person, he's probably an arsehole. Well, I mean, he's probably seeing like 11 women. She's the 12th, right? He sees her once a fortnight. Okay, he's a right dickhead, doesn't respond to her messages. Okay.
He's a lovely bloke, George.
But he's a lovely bloke. Even though she point blank told him that she loved him, and he point blank was like, oh yeah, on your bike then. Right? But he's a lovely bloke. He's wonderful. He's so sweet. He told me never speak to me again.
He's a really good person, actually. I like the way she puts actually. Not just he's a really good person. Actually. And it's not a question of him playing the field. It's just that neither of us have met someone special. I have read this before.
No.
Who have blown us away. So we keep drifting back for sex. I've definitely read this.
No, it's just life, innit? It's just a cycle of life. This is what happens, okay? This relationship is a bit like this one, is a bit like this one, is a bit like this one.
Because we've all got the same problems.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all got the same problems. I can relate to what you're saying, George. I can relate to what she's saying. I remember I was seeing a bird, George. Yeah, that's right, a real life bird. A real life female with female genitalia. It was actually a beautiful crescent. It was a beautiful crestfallen blue tit, right? It was a beautiful crestfallen blue tit. She fell from the tree and I caught her in one hand, George. One hand, right? And she was kind of thumping around, right? One wing was slightly torn. And I put my other hand on a wing and I breathed deeply and I did some Reiki energy, flow energy, and I did some acquiescent flow energy, and a wing just started to heal, right, George? And she came back up and she started flying again, George. She started flying in front of me, George, and she was flying right there. And I looked right into her beautiful little beady eyes, right? I looked into her beautiful beady eyes and I could read her thoughts, George. And she said to me, I want to have friends with benefits type of relationship with you, George. A friends with benefit relationship with you. And I said to that beady bird, I said, listen, if we do that, you're going to get too attached to me. You're going to get too attached to me and it's going to be a problem. We can't have a relationship like that. We're either together or we're not together, because I can feel that the connection between us is too beautiful. It's too wonderful. It's too deep and intense and powerful, George. And I felt that if I'd have just said, look, let's just have friends with benefit. There's another bird over there, George. There's a robin over there in that tree, right? You go and sit in that tree over there, Mrs. Blue Tit, right? I'm going to go and have my way with this over Blue Tit over here, this other bird over it. And I knew if I'd have done that, if I'd jumped from that bird to that bird, from that tree to that tree, then suddenly we'd have a problem, right? So what I'm saying to you is, don't do that to yourself, love. Don't put yourself in that situation again. He said to you he doesn't want to know. He's moved on. He's got another bird over there. He's got another bird. He's got an eagle. He's got a fucking falcon. He might even have a bloody albatross. Who fucking knows, right? But that's not your problem. That's not your business. Let him get on with it. You find yourself a nice penguin, right? Penguins don't mess about with other birds, right? They mess with only one bird, right?
She doesn't want a penguin
lover.
She wants a shark.
She wants a fucking shark, mate.
All women want a shark.
Listen, sharks, right, are only... Have you seen Jaws? Have you seen Jaws, George? She wants to be eaten alive. Well, listen, right?
Yeah. That's a good analogy. That is it. She wants to be eaten alive.
Well, listen.
Well, I was going to say that all relationships have so many things in common until he told that story and I realised actually there is one that's entirely unique. Man over here who falls in love with a blue tit that he brings back to life.
Have you never fallen in love with the blue tit, George?
But that aside, we just think we read it. You think you read it before because it's similar, but you didn't finish reading it.
Well, that was it. She basically said, "Dear George and Luke, we keep drifting back together again. We keep drifting back for sex, right? Because neither of us have been met anyone else who's special.
Gorgeous.
And I want to move on, but I can't move on. But I really like him, and I want to stay with him because I want him to be with me. But he doesn't want to be with me. He just wants to shag me. So what should he do? What should they do, George? I'm telling you, George.
You got one option.
You got one option, just the one.
The option is leave. Because if you keep drifting back to him...
Let him go.
Right? If you keep drifting back, then he's getting what he wants, which is sex. Okay? And if you go, okay, well, if you're not interested in something more serious, then I'm going to have to take myself off the market here and I'm going to have to put myself into another lane and be with somebody else, then he might think, oh no, wait a sec, I didn't want to lose you completely. Now, obviously you miss him because you're in love with him, so it's going to be very difficult for you to actually leave, right? Yeah. But it's your best chance of getting him to see, oh, there is something really special here. Now, I would say to him, I don't want to be your friend anymore, and I'm not going to sleep with you anymore, and I'm going to have to cut you out of my life, because if you're not interested, it's not fair to me, which is true. And then go away, and I would assume he'll probably try to get in touch with you within about a week, because he's like, oh my God, I don't want to lose her. That's something that I've conquered. That's mine. That's my bit of land. In some ways, is how he feels, and I don't want that land taken away from me. That's
tuft of land.
Yeah. So tough. So if you pull it away, he's going to want you back. Now the mistake is going straight back. If you go straight back and jump into his arms and sleep with him, well, he's going to be like, oh great, yeah. So you are still sleeping with me, so I can carry on doing my thing. Now, probably he's of an age and he's out there being promiscuous enough that you're probably not going to get him to leave all of his other women in order to be with you. But your best chance is doing that. And if you completely are like, no, you're not sleeping with me, you're not sleeping with me, you're not sleeping with me, you know, absolutely not, for weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe you could get him to say, okay, do you know what? I miss you too. I love you. That was stupid. And then you can get him to sort of detach from the others. That's a best case scenario for you. It's an unlikely scenario.
It's unlikely, yeah.
But here's the thing. If it works, great. You end up with him. You can be in a monogamous relationship probably for a while. But, you know, or maybe forever, who knows? We could be optimistic. But if it doesn't work, well, you've disconnected. You've let him go. You'll go through that withdrawal process.
Yeah,
you'll
it
feel
won't
bad.
be easy at the beginning.
But then you'll get over him, and then you'll be able to move on, and then you'll be able to meet somebody else. Don't enter into a sort of friends with benefits where, like, it's okay, but like, be aware, like, if he's seeing a bunch of other girls and then, oh, that's a friends with benefit, that's a friends with, like, these aren't really the guys to try to fall in love with. These are the guys to experience, to practice, maybe, right? But they're not really somebody, or learn, let's say, let's make it sound a bit nicer, right? Learn about life, experience, exploration, okay? Just, that's what it's for, but don't go looking for love with someone in this circumstance, because he's probably not ready. He's probably got like 5-10 more years where he wants to be doing this, whereas you want to be settling down because, you know, you're a woman. And I'll say another thing about women, right? So when a woman is sleeping with a guy consistently, friends with benefit. If you sleep with him once a week, or I don't know, once every 3 or 4 days, whatever, right? There is a thing that can happen with both of you, which is that even though you weren't planning to be long-term and serious, your body is preparing for having a child, okay? Now, it doesn't mean you're getting pregnant, but to give you a simple analogy, if you were to chew chewing gum, you chew it and it produces a lot of saliva.
It does.
But you're not actually swallowing anything other than the saliva.
And you get hungry.
You get hungry because your body is going,
now, George.
Where's the food? Where's the food? Where's the food, right? And it wants food, and it can actually be a negative because they say like it can affect the stomach lining because you're releasing stomach acids to get rid of food, but there's no food going into your body. The point being is it's kind of like a trick. You're chewing gum all day, but there's no food going in, and your body's going, where is it, where is it, where is it? So if you're having sex with someone every few days or every week, and you know you're on a birth control pill or he's wearing condoms and stuff, it doesn't change the fact that your brain is adapting to get ready to have a child with this person, because that's what's happening. You're creating a bond here, right? And these wires in your brain are getting drawn, going like, okay, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. And it's like, that's going to happen. That's why there is no real like friends with benefits if it goes on and on and on and on and on, because eventually you're going to get ensnared. And if it's not going anywhere, right, then you're just really, the best thing to do is just go, right, I just have to cut off. I'm going to go through the pain. I'm going to go through the withdrawal, and give yourself a better chance really with yourself. Give yourself a better life, a better future.
You have a beautiful, bright future ahead of you, young lady. All you need to do is
send your phone number.
Send your phone number over here, right? We'll look after you, right? We can sit right here on our laps, right? One thigh on each of ours, right? And we'll look after you. We'll give you.
You can present the show with us.
You can present the show with us.
I'll give you some chocolate milk.
You can have some. Well, is that
other
what you call
brands
it?
are available? Chocolate milk. It is.
You're gonna be fine.
Going to solve all of your problems.
It really does.
It is the most delicious. I mean, I don't want to advertise it, but if you never heard of it, it's chocolate and it's milk, and it's really good, and it's way better than your current non-boyfriend.
Screw that guy. I mean, as in, don't screw that guy.
Him. Don't screw that
screwed
guy.
him enough.
Screw that guy.
Get rid. Problem is well and truly on its way to be solved, baby.
So, hey, you there, I've got some really exciting special news. If you're interested in all the kind of things that we talked about in that video just there, you're gonna love this. There it is, look at that. It's written by me. It's called A Cure for Loneliness, as you can see right there. And I spent about a year of my life writing it to make sure that it would be good and fun and accurate and entertaining and all those things that make something, you know, worthwhile. And I'm extremely excited to say that people have actually responded really well, and they've been reading it all over the world. I've gotten reviews from people who say that they've read it twice. Somebody actually wrote to me recently to say that he'd read it 3 times. I was flattered if anyone had read it once, but to read it 3 times. Some excerpts of things that people have written to me about it are, it's a great and fun read, not the tedious intellectual kind. For me personally, this was a reminder that reading can be an awesome pastime. A lot of books are boring as fuck, but not this one. Thanks very much. And anyway, those are only the first responses that I got. Quite recently, somebody wrote to me from China and said that he's now in a relationship with a girl he met on a train, all he says because he read this book, and he said that it inspired him to go over to a girl that he liked on a train, yes, a public train, and start speaking to her. And now he says they are in a relationship and it is going well. So, if that kind of thing interests you, or maybe you're just interested in the kind of psychology that, you know, we talk about on these videos, you're going to get a lot of it in depth, including my own experiences and how I kind of came to learn all of this stuff and reach this place myself. You're going to get all those stories within this. It's fantastic. Trust me, it's the best book you're ever going to read in your entire life. I wouldn't put a year of my life into writing something worthless, would I? So, you know, jump in, have fun. You can find it on amazon.com.co.uk, any Amazon, even the Amazon jungle. It's only about $10, I think it's $8.99, something like that, with free shipping. So crack on, have some fun, and, you know, let me know what you think. Till next time, bye.